Shalom, shalom, coming through with part two of The Heart of the City Has No Love in It. For whatever reason, YouTube just completely shut my stream down. Um, they knew the stream was getting momentum. They know that there's a lot of truth coming out. And they know that I'm going to put this in a biblical perspective of what's happening. As you enter this chat, please hit the thumbs up button to allow people to come back in. I apologize for the technical difficulties. They literally just shut the stream down. They just shut it down. Yeah, we definitely back in the building. Hit the thumbs up. This is part two. Because look, this truth ain't gonna stop, man. This truth is not gonna stop. Anyway, we're gonna go right back in. We're gonna go right back in, y'all. Now, we were talking about how it's been a disproportionate amount of Blacks and Latinos who have basically been evicted at the beginning of this new year. We're going to talk about the reasons why. We're going to show what's going on here. And we're going to bring some awareness. We're going to use this platform to bring awareness to all the families who've been put out in the streets right now. All right. Now, where was we? Now, we were talking about COVID-19 and the looming eviction crisis. But we also wanted to go into what was happening in Atlanta and the crime increase. So allow me to go back there. That's all they do is they try to knock the momentum off the chats. I mean, it's really frustrating. And this is why if you don't follow me on Patreon, hey, listen, go to Patreon. The link will be in the description box, all right? And please smash the like button. Get the people back in so they can get the notification because I guarantee that they still got people stuck in the last stream, all right? I guarantee you. Now, give me one moment because I got to recalibrate here. All right, we're talking about Atlanta 2020, how it went from the crime rate basically rose 30%, the homicide rate rose 30%. Oh yeah, we cooking with gas, y'all. That's the issue. We cooking with gas right now. They don't like that. They don't like when you put awareness to what the beast is doing. Nah, they don't like that at all.
The little girl shot and killed in Atlanta this summer honored her tonight with a balloon release. Today would have been Sequoia Turner's 9th birthday. Sequoia was shot outside a package store on Pryor Road on the 4th of July. That was near protests on the site of the police killing of Rayshard Brooks. Sequoia's family is suing the city, arguing it failed to keep people safe. One person is charged with her murder so far. Sequoia Turner's death is part of an especially violent year in Atlanta overall. So many homicides this year. The city surpassed last year's numbers weeks ago. 11 Alive's John Sherrick is live tonight for us in Midtown with what Atlanta police attribute to the rise in homicides, John.
Atlanta police working to try to put a stop to this year's hemorrhaging homicide numbers so they don't continue to climb into 2021. Atlanta police saw it coming, realized months ago that 2020 was on pace to surpass last year's number.
Of course they seen it coming. This is all by design. This is death by design. Like I said before, hip hop music, rap music, the drill culture, it was used as a Trojan horse to spearhead this violence that's taking place in Atlanta. And you got a few known artists like Jermaine Dupri, T.I., and a few others who are trying to gain a conscience and stop it from happening. And, you know, say certain things. Hey, listen, this was a beautiful city. Listen, Atlanta was the Mecca. It was the Mecca for Black entrepreneurship. It was a place where blacks would go to flourish. Atlanta is no longer the same place. It's no longer the same place. It's riddled with violence. It's a lot of murder that takes place here in Atlanta. Right now in Atlanta, food lines, I'll tell you something right now what's going on. You got 864,000 people who are facing hunger right now. And the food lines, they're stretched all across. I mean, I'm talking about, you got food lines that are miles long, ladies and gentlemen. Miles long. And it's not because there's a lack of food. There's not because, well, there is a lack of food. Let's make this clear, because they're asking for people to donate to the pantries. The Atlanta food bank is short, so they're asking for donations. But the reason why you got miles long full of people basically lined up at these food banks is because they don't have finances. They don't have any money. It's over. They're going after the Black Mecca. They've just gotten a lot more. They've gotten a lot more covert with how they destroy Black excellence. See, they used to be real brutal, and now they're real brutal, and they're doing it in a covert fashion, meaning this. Black Wall Street, they came through, pillaged, destroyed, murdered. Atlanta right now, what they're doing is they're starving the people out, giving stimulus checks, giving a false sense of security. They're bleeding the people dry until the point they're in a place of desperation. What happens when the wolves get hungry, man? They get primal. They begin to hunt. What happens when there's desperate times and certain people are eating? What do the people do? Home invasions, robbery. It's all happening right now. I'm telling you.
Of homicides in the city, and that happened on October 1st. Now, so far this year, there have been 130 homicides in Atlanta, compared with 99 homicides in all of 2019. A 30% increase so far, likely to climb higher before the end of the year.
We are seeing a significant increase, not only in Atlanta, but across the country.
Atlanta Police Deputy Chief Timothy Peake says the causes run deep into what's going on in people's lives. Right now, for example, pandemic tensions, job losses, money worries, evictions. APD's interactive crime map shows one dot for every homicide in 2020 so far. And the homicides are concentrated across the geographical heart of the city on either side of I-20 and to the south of I-20. On average, a homicide in Atlanta every 2.5 days this year.
That is crazy.
So far.
And we recognize that it's going to take more than just the Atlanta Police Department to bring those numbers under control.
Deputy Chief Peake says APD is increasing patrols in targeted neighborhoods, increasing community policing, and working with the courts to keep offenders locked up. And he says homicide detectives have made arrests in most of this year's homicides. The department trying to enlist the help of communities to prevent homicides, to bring peace to the streets.
Work with everyone to decrease those numbers.
Listen, the police can work as hard as they want to decrease these numbers, but as long as Uncle Sam continues to dry and render and bleed the people out, the crime is going to continue to rise. It just is what it is. Now, let's go to some scriptures. We go into the book of 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. This is the time that we face. Because of the lack of bread, because of the desperation, because of the uncertainty, you're going to have more murders. You're going to have people spoiling one's goods in order to sustain. They literally are turning the streets into a school of gladiators, and they starting with the Black Mecca first. Moving forward, They had to go get Atlanta. They had to attack Atlanta. They had to. They had to use ATL because there's so many of us. So now you got the thugs coming out. You got the gangsters. You got those who are willing to basically destroy the community. You got them out there ready to loot, ready to take people's, belongings, possessions, robberies. There have been purse snatchings. I mean, the atmosphere here in Atlanta is just, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's a bad environment. The people are extra paranoid. Anybody outside of a black person, they're looking at black people like straight savages. That's what's going on here. Everybody is uncertain. Everybody's paranoid. There's something in the atmosphere just jump starting this year. It's something in the atmosphere. Now let's go to the scriptures. Let's see what's going to go on with the righteous, though. No matter where you located. I don't care if you're in the country or the city, but you need to know how to maneuver. Psalms chapter 11, verse 5. The Lord triumpheth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul he hateth. The Lord triumpheth the righteous, but the wicked and him that love violence, his soul hateth. Because you got people who love this violence. You got people who are looking forward to being gladiators. You got people who are looking forward to going out here and causing straight destruction and chaos. You got people who are ready to kill, rob, destroy. And that's of all races. They can't wait for the anarchy. When you see movies like Purge, you got people waiting for opportunities like this. And then you have the righteous who are being tried. The Lord trieth the right. We're being tried right now, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Because if you're an empathetic person and you see what's going on, you have feelings towards what's happening to your people. But all in all, you willing to defend yourself. You're willing to protect what's yours. But nobody who is in this truth is looking forward to going to war physically. Nobody wants to go to war physically. Nobody wants to have to hurt somebody. But don't get it twisted. I don't want to hurt you, but I will. But the righteous don't want to do that. We don't love violence. We want to be peaceful people. But we being tried. Those who love violence, they're going to be destroyed. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Straight up. Let's go to Matthew. Because how do we move right now? As brothers and sisters, targeted individuals, righteous people, those who have come into the truth, how do we move? Matthew chapter 10, verse 23. But when they persecute you in the city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. They persecute you in one place. What do? You go to another. You cannot be stagnated in this day and age. Listen, the prophets lived in a time of uncertainty. When things happen, they got to moving. They went from one place to the next. They didn't play no games. They was not stagnated. And I'm going to tell you this. If you stay stagnated, it puts you in a vulnerable position. Because there are already people watching you. For those who are targeted individuals, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you go outside, people go outside. When you bring groceries in your house, people watching you. When you go to certain places, you got people following you on the freeway. You got people literally watching you because they see you as being vulnerable because you're alone. And it says again, but when they persecute you in this city, flee into another. Listen, with these stimulus checks they gave, $600, which is a slap in the damn face. If I was a person who had nothing and I was given $600, and I was on the cusp of eviction, or I was evicted for that matter, and I had nowhere to go, I definitely would not stay in the same place I was persecuted. I would take that $600. I would get a bus ticket. I would get a whatever, plane ticket, whatever. Put gas in the car, whatever, and I would go to the next place. And I would start over from scratch. And I will put all faith in the Most High. Because if you see that happening all around you in your city right now, better believe there are things on the horizon. There are things on the horizon. Let's go to these scriptures. Let's go to Matthew. Actually, we're going to go to, we're going to Psalms here. No, we're going back to Matthew, pardon me. Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Because iniquity will abound, the love of many will wax cold. Yeah, because the sin on this earth is permeating. Most people gonna turn cold. Ain't no love in the heart. What is iniquity? Sin. When we opening our vessels up for these demons, when we out here living reckless, when we banging, look, we banging brothers' wives and everybody sleeping with each other and everything is everything and we just having fun right now. That's iniquity. And because there's so much sin, because there's so much iniquity, the love of many wax cold. There's no love left. So, you know, there's no love in the heart of the city, man. Love don't live there. Straight up. And on this stream, it's unfortunate we had to do 2 takes because they want to shut this damn truth down. They don't want the truth out. It's real unfortunate and it's frustrating that when we putting some awareness out there on social media, this is what we get. Anytime you even blow the trumpet of what they doing to our people. It's a damn shame, man. Yeah, they desperate. They surely are desperate. They don't want the truth out. Everybody, we got to pray for those who are unfortunate or less fortunate in this day and age. We got to pray for those. We cannot become cold-hearted like the rest of the world. If you seeing people out on the streets asking for money, if you see homeless people outside of the grocery store, man, I want this message to be give to them people, man. Whatever you got in your pocket, man, if you can do it, do it. If you can help out, help out. When people send me cash apps, a lot of the cash apps go towards people who request cash apps because they're in a less fortunate situation. People who are in need. So when you donate, that's what the cash app is specifically for that. If somebody needs something and it's in the cash app account, then it's being sent off to people who need it. And I know there's a lot of people on Instagram who can vouch for that, who receive help in a time of need. People need their babies, medicines, all kind of things. And that's what we do. You know, we don't listen. They say that charity covers the multitude of sins. We are of sin. And I spoke about that in one of my previous streams about how we all have our issues. We all have our problems. We all do things that we shouldn't do. But when the Bible says charity covers the multitude of sins, it's the truth. That's what keeps us afloat a lot of the times when we're willing to help people in their time of need. So anybody out there, listen, you don't even necessarily have to filter any donations through anybody. You listen, this is what you can do as well. You can get together some care packages for those out there in the streets. Whatever city you living in and you see people out there, get you some Ziploc bags. Put some toothpaste in there. Put some toothbrushes in there. Put toilet paper in there. Put socks in there. Drawers, like things that you know people need. A lot of y'all living in major cities where you know that it's going down right now. Look out and help out your people, man, when you see them down, man. We cannot turn cold-hearted because, as you can see, the powers that be, they ain't got no love for us. They ready to put us out in the streets in a blink of an eye, in a drop of a dime. They don't give a damn. They got these food lines a mile long right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to promote some awareness today of what's going on in Atlanta. Send your prayers out. Pray for those who are less fortunate than you are. Don't forget those people, because the only thing that's keeping you separated from those people is four walls. That's it. The only thing that separates you from them is four walls, man. For brothers in prison right now, where all of these vaccinations being put out, pray for them as well, because the only thing separating you and them is four walls. So I just wanted to come through with this video. Hopefully this video helped y'all out and y'all walking your journey. Hopefully this video somehow makes us better people, and that we willing to help those in need. Everybody who sent super chats, I'd like to thank y'all. Everybody who came through and supported the stream and bear with through the technical difficulties. Thank y'all. We'll be going live soon. Somebody said it was a negative video. Yes, reality is negative. What an idiot. Because your life may be roses and flowers right now. That don't mean everybody living like that. What an idiot. Yes, it's negative. You don't think it's negative people being put out on the streets? And nobody wants to talk about it? That person right there who said that this is a negative video, that's somebody who's good, who wants somebody to tickle their ears and make them think that the world is rosy right now, when all hell breaking loose around us. That's a person who's not sympathetic to what's going on in the world and don't give a damn about the people. Why the hell would you even be on a channel like this that actually loves the people, cares about the people? That right there is a clown that never been through a damn thing in life. Nothing. Never been evicted, never been in the streets, never slept on a damn bench, never had to live in a car before, and don't want to hear about what's going on with the people. The Bible prophesied this time we living in. We need to figure out what we can do to help. Because listen, we're not just talking about problems here. We're talking about solutions as well. If this video can make us better people to actually have some compassion and heart for people who are less fortunate, then I did my job. If this video made you feel more compassionate when you see somebody who hurting, I did my job. But anyway, man, if you want exclusive raw content, go on over there to Patreon and follow me on Patreon. You can get access for as little as $3 a month. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all. Follow me on Instagram. If you have any inquiries, shoot me an email. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. With that being said, y'all have a blessed evening. Shalom and peace.